Dan Perry here with another Dan on Tech PowerShell video.
In this video, we're going to start looking at the help and how we can use help to understand how to use the different commands. The GetHelp command is followed by the name of the command you want help on, and you can actually do GetHelp space GetHelp to get to the help screen on the help. With the GetHelp getAlias, in this case it starts with giving the name, the getAlias, a little short description, the syntax, and we're going to come back and look at the syntax in more detail, a longer description, and what you can do. And it says, okay, this one actually, beginning in PowerShell 3.0, it displays non-hyphenated, so it tells some changes, some related information. Then there's some remarks, and then we've got other ways we can run it. If we run it, for example, detailed, go back and look, now it gives us a lot more information. It will give me the same information as before, and then it gives me the parameters that we can use. Dash definition, dash exclude, dash name. Gives a sample, in this case, of the output. And it's going to give me some examples, if there are any examples. So there are some examples here of how to use it. I love the examples because that gives me a good starting point for seeing how the help or how the command works. When you look at the syntax for the getAlias, you will see things that are, for example, in square brackets, such as this dash definition string. It's in square brackets. That means it's optional. Same thing with the exclude. But if you use the option, if we do a dash definition, then we have to give it a string. The string is additional information that the definition needs to know. The same thing with the exclude. In this case, they're showing two different syntaxes. The second one, notice there's a double square bracket saying, in this case, there's the optional part with the name and a string, but the word name itself is optional. You can just provide the string with that version. Anytime you see in between the greater thans and less thans, sorry about that, between the greater thans and less thans, you see the word string or number, something like that, then it's looking for data. We look at the syntax and we know what our options are. But what is a definition? That's where the parameters come in. So the dash definition, it tells me, specifies an array of the aliases for the specified item. The dash name specifies the alias that this commandlet gets. So we can get an alias for a particular command. The scope, other parameters. And here we've got an example of just using the getAlias alone. So the help will give us a lot of information. Now when you're doing the getHelp, and I do the getAlias, if I then start with a dash, I can see what is available. I can get category, component, functionality, the detailed or full, can get just examples. So there are a number of things that I can see that gives me just a little different look. I tend to use the detailed and full and examples most often. If I click on examples and hit tab, that will fill the examples. Now if you remember that, you could have just typed dash examples. When I run it this time, all I get are the examples. I get the name, the synopsis, And then I start getting the different examples. Then if I do the get alias and run it, I will see that I get all the actual aliases that are there, since I didn't put any parameters that said I just want a particular alias. So the help screen, the get help, gave me an idea of what I needed to do in order to run the get alias command.
Thank you for watching this Dan on Tech video. Please subscribe to this playlist so you don't miss future videos. Please check out and subscribe to our other Dan on Tech channel playlists.